In this Marklin how-to video, we're going to show you how to work with the new update version 3.55. First of all, you need to check if you have that update. Push Shift and the menu button, and then you see MS2 information. Click on it, and it should say software version 3.55. If you do not have this latest update, we have another YouTube video that shows you how to get it. Right now there are no locomotives in the mobile station, but one of the advantages with this new update is that you can store up to 39 locomotives. You push the Shift button and then scroll on the rotating knob to get through the whole list of your locomotives. Pushing Shift and the red locomotive button gets you to this menu to add a locomotive. And if your mobile station is hooked up to your central station, you can select from the loco list from your central station, or select from database. The database is the built-in Marklin database, and it will have the item numbers on the left-hand side and the names on the right-hand side. To scroll through it, you hit Shift and then use the rotating knob to quickly get through the whole list of non-MFX locomotives. You can also enter a locomotive manually. You'll need to have the address for it, or you can click on Find. Find is used to find a MFX locomotive on your track. For this example, we're going to add a locomotive from our master, our CS3. And in this case, we have a BR103 that is a DCC locomotive. As usual, we have the functions F1 through F7 and the light functions available. And it also shows it on the bottom of the screen. And if we, for example, want to use function F7, we hit the according black button on the side, just like the old days. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the left, 5, 6, 7, and 8 on the right. With this new update, you can hit the Shift button, and now, as you can see, you have access to functions 8 through 15 as well. And it'll show it on the bottom of the screen, functions F8 through F15. Many of the newer locomotives can have up to 32 functions, and then you can hit the Shift button momentarily and then push it and hold it in, and it will give you access for functions F16 through F23, and again F24 all the way up to F32. To activate the functions, you find the black button to the side corresponding to the icon, or in this case the number F2 for example. And that hasn't changed with the previous versions. To access a higher number, you hit the Shift button, and now you can access functions F8 through F15 in this case. This is a DCC locomotive, so when it was programmed in, it did not transmit the appropriate icons for these functions. We can change that by hitting Shift and the locomotive button, and then select Change Loco. We're going to push it. It's a DCC locomotive, so it gives you this warning. You're just going to agree with it. And now you could change, for example, the locomotive symbol. And scroll through the available symbols and select the one you want. And we're going to change the icons in this case. So we're going to scroll down to Loco Functions. Select it. And now you pick the icon you want to change, F3 in this example. We hit the Shift button and we can rotate through the icons and select the one that we want. That's the one we want, so we hit the check mark. And now you have the option to make it continuous or momentarily. We're going to leave it as is, so we're going to hit the check mark. We're going to edit more icons. And now we'll do, for example, F5. And I want to change that. Push the Shift button and rotate the knob to the icon that I want. Couplers in this case. I hit the OK. And now, for example, if I push down the Shift button, I can tell it how many seconds I want that function to be activated when I push the button. 8 seconds, for example. I would hit the check mark. And now we're done. Go back. And now you can see this locomotive, we added F3, the whistle, and on F5, the couplers. Remember that we programmed 8 seconds for the couplers, So when you push the button, you can see the function is activated, and after 8 seconds, it automatically times back out. This is a great feature, especially for things like couplers, where momentary may be too short, and always on is bad for the couplers. Okay, we'll do one more. Let's pick F6. Select it. Push down the shift button. Rotate the knob. And F6 on my locomotive is a horn. So I select it, hit the check mark. And it says continuous for 7 seconds. That's a good default. But I can change it to temporary or momentary. Or if I do continuous, again, I can set the time all the way up to always on, or in this case, we'll go back to momentary. Editing is complete. Go back out, and there you see the horn. Unselect it. Now you know how to program the icons. As you can tell, this locomotive still has several icons that need to be added. And you can actually do the same to your MFX locomotives or locomotives that you pulled out of the database. If for some reason the icons are not showing, or you want to use a different icon, you can go into this menu and change the icons accordingly. There are other options in this menu. Program your CV values, which is actually pretty advanced. And then if you feel you completely mess things up, you can always hit reset loco, and the locomotive will go back to the icons that it came with coming off the factory. If you used up all 39 spots in your mobile station and you want to remove a locomotive, you can hit that remove loco, and it would take that particular locomotive off the list of 39 locomotives that you have in your mobile station. In this video we only had one locomotive to start with, so now the list is empty, but it is easy to add a locomotive back to the list. Here I grabbed a crocodile out of the Marklin database that is built into the mobile station. If you have an MFX locomotive, all you will need to do is put the MFX locomotive back on the track, and it will re-register itself back to the mobile station. Well, we showed you some of the new features of the 3.55 update for the mobile station. If you liked it, please give us a thumbs up. See you next time.